Too many women are afraid to be alone. And you know what that leads to? Feeling stuck in loveless or uncomfortable or unsatisfying, or even situations where they don't feel appreciated, they don't feel loved. They're just sitting there as empty shells of themselves, waiting for things to get better sometime magically soon. But it doesn't happen. And maybe if you're one of those people who you ended up having to walk away to break your own heart, or maybe the person ended the relationship, you've suddenly found yourself all alone. And maybe it feels terrifying, especially if you've gotten out of a long relationship, something, 5, 10, 15 years or whatever, and so much of yourself and your identity was invested into that relationship. And now you look around and you figure out, oh my God, I'm by myself. I get it, okay? And the empty side of the bed is loud. The silence is loud. Your own company can be really, really uncomfortable if you're used to always having somebody on the couch, always having an activity partner, always having somebody in your future where you thought you would have a plan with. And the relationship ends. And then suddenly, you're facing the one terrifying fear that you always had, having to be with yourself. So, but here's what nobody tells you about that moment. Learning to be alone, really learning to be alone, to love yourself, to love your own company, is one of the strongest things that you can possibly do for yourself. So it doesn't happen overnight. It happens day by day, just having a coffee alone, having a walk by yourself, even if that means you're listening to music, even if that means you're sending messages to other people, audio messages, or, just enjoying going out to have a bite to eat with yourself without feeling that everybody's staring at you. When you learn to enjoy your own company, nobody can ever take that away from you, and you stop settling because you know that no matter what, you will be fine. That means that you're not going to go to things that you don't want to go to. You're not going to take part in activities or events that you don't feel welcome or don't want to, because you know that you will be by yourself. You're not waiting around for somebody to go see the new movie. You're not waiting around for somebody to go to that trip, to Mexico or something like that. You're not waiting around for other people to give you permission to go out and do the things that you want to do. You're joining your own classes, out there. Maybe you want to learn French. Maybe you want to do Japanese calligraphy. I don't know, but you're not waiting anymore because you're willing to be with yourself and go out and do the things that you've always wanted to do. Life is not getting any longer for any of us, and you only have today. Remember that is partly the power of living deliberately today. It's reminding yourself that it's your life, it's your time, and no matter what, after a breakup, the best thing we can do for ourselves is learn to be happy with ourselves, to love ourselves, to know our standards and our worth, so that we can move into the future. So if that sounds like something that appeals to you, this is part of what I teach in my program. And if you'd like to have a little sneak peek of how I work, how does EFT tapping work? It's a mind-body technique and uses acupuncture points on the face. I know it looks kind of funny. It is incredibly powerful on several levels. One, for emotional regulation, surface level, stress, anxiety, fears, sadness, everything that builds up emotionally that you need to let go of. It is also extremely powerful when it comes to belief wounds, feeling after a breakup like we're not good enough, feeling like we're too much. Maybe somebody criticized us and maybe we don't feel good about our bodies. Maybe we don't feel good about our characters or our capabilities because somebody was always telling us that we were wrong. And this is where EFT tapping comes into place, because you can release all that negativity, all the negative self-talk, and all the self-sabotaging beliefs and behaviors that can lead us to accept less than what we deserve. And EFT tapping is really helpful for moving forward, also with the fears that we have about getting out of our comfort zone. Because let's be honest, when you want to go do something by yourself for the first time, sign up for a class or go on the trip that you've wanted to do. That can be terrifying. it can be terrifying. Let's just be honest about that. I know that even when I've moved across the world by myself, it felt really brave until I got there the first night, and then I broke down and cried on my bed. And in the end, was it the best thing that I ever did for myself? Moving to China, moving to Mexico? Absolutely, hands down, that was one of my core character development pieces. But it was terrifying. And I wish that I had had EFT tapping instead of giving myself anxiety attacks. So anyway, if this sounds like something that could work for you, then please join my workshop on June 9th, 10th, and 11th. These are 45-minute to an hour sessions, 3 days. We will have those recorded. But make sure you show up, because I want to teach you how to move through this breakthrough, move through this heartache, so you can be okay with yourself and love yourself and love your life moving forward, and master the art of living deliberately today. So go ahead and register, and I'll see you then.